Hello, hello, hello.
I'm waking up at the start of the end of the world, but it's feeling just like every other morning before. Now I wonder what my life is gonna mean if it's gone. The cars are moving like a half a mile an hour, and I started staring at the passengers and waving goodbye. Can you tell me what was ever really special about me all this time? But I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come.
If you want to know the student's life back 50 years back, because that's when I started my IIT days, 1962, half a century ago, things were a little different. It was a small community and the teacher-student relationship was very cordial. We used to have a student, I forget the name, coordinator. About 5 or 6 students used to be under one teacher, and they used to look after us to the extent of taking us to a restaurant and have tea and snacks and asking all our problems, including any financial problem. There are many memorable incidents, but I will tell you only one. In those days, our director was Professor S.R. Sengupta. He was a famous civil engineer, and even in those days he was a PhD from England in civil. And he was a really perfect, decent gentleman. And he used to take a trip round. I remember one afternoon, around 1:30, I was running to reach S302 for my drawing class, and I forgot to buy a drawing sheet, and there was a shop at the entrance of the director's office, opposite to where the present library is. And I went there. I was buying a drawing sheet, and that was the time West Indies and India team was fighting for the World Cup or some such cricket match. And in those days, the fashion was to have a drain pipe trouser, and I had a black drain pipe trouser and a colored checkered shirt. And as it is, I am not so good complexion, so he came and said, "Your team is doing well."
Pleasure to be taught by some of the greatest faculty and to have a well-equipped laboratories and have very intelligent classmates.
The way mechanical department works with no other department. Mechanical engineering is currently evolving. It's now in a very rapid transitory phase, and it's a golden opportunity for us that we are going to contribute towards this field.
I think my own experience is that our own IIT students are among the best in the world. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Possibly only one thing that we are lacking in our education system is that we are making the education too much structured. So creative learning or learning by oneself through projects, terminal projects or laboratory work, doing work by your own hands, these kinds of things are not emphasized so much in our system. But leaving that apart, if you think about the talent and the quality of the students and especially the mathematical abilities, I would say that our own students are amongst the best in the world.
Our students have been the tops. As Dean Students Affairs, I announce the results, and in every team, every winning team of some entrepreneurship award, this innovation award, this and that, every team will have one or two or more either mechanical or manufacturing students.
And, in our group, we work in various areas related to fluid mechanics, heat transfer, mass transfer in general, starting from large scale applications, but mainly we focus on small scale applications which we call as microfluidics. And the funding agencies, like the government funding agencies as well as several private organizations, have been very generous to fund us. And essentially we do work in microfluidics targeted to two types of applications. One type of application is biological application, where we use microfluidics to develop, say, certain medical diagnostic devices, something like that. And this kind of a device which we call as a lab on a CD, where you can drop a droplet of blood on that, and there can be certain reactions on the surface of the CD, and based on that, when the CD is spun, the fluid will move by centrifugal action, and very quickly the test will be conducted, and the result of the test will come. The patient doesn't need to go to the pathological lab, so it is a portable device, very rapid and expected to be very accurate, and not only that, it is very inexpensive. So if this kind of device is developed and it comes to the market, I think it will revolutionize the medical diagnostics in India.
Mechanical engineering department has contributed a lot. They have participated in the national scenario and even in the international scenario. I just tell some of the contributions of mechanical engineering, that our Calcutta Metro Railway ventilation project was done by the mechanical engineering department. Our Calcutta Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose airport, that national airport, the domestic airport, the air conditioning and ventilation system has been done by the mechanical engineering department of this IIT Kharagpur. These two main projects at the national level. I am telling the Metro Railway ventilation in the early 70s, and this one is in the 90s. This one in the mid 90s, when this airport, this Subhash Chandra Bose airport was renovated, or just old airport was renovated. Apart from that, we have participated in many projects. For example, we have participated in our ISRO cryogenic rocket engine project, that ignition modeling, the thrust chamber design, the rocket engine projects. They are the IIT Mechanical Engineering Department. They have the contributions.
BIMS project, which is sponsored by Department of Atomic Energy. We are at present developing a underwater water-assisted laser cutting system, and recently we have developed the system, and this skill shows the cutting of a flat sheet underwater with the help of water jet.
I took a book of Carnot and started reading it, and I found that before one embarks on making a software generalized, okay, one has to algorithmize the method of deriving system equations. So I started working on it and developed all sorts of philosophies, and ultimately we developed an algorithm by which we can straight derive system equations from these diagrams.
institutions, we are now giving considerable amount of emphasis to students working on real life projects. These projects are typically of the kind of making something which works, and it can be demonstrated. And not only at that, it could also be taken to a competition and put to test along with similar kind of activities being done by students elsewhere. Some among this are, some of the topics among this are the development of the Formula Students Car. Students have to design a vehicle, make it perform, work in the campus, roads, and then take it to a competition. And all this has to be done in a time frame of 1 year, within a year's time frame. And then in the competition they face with similar teams from various universities worldwide, and it has to work and perform very well and score some good points. A similar such project has been done with an underwater vehicle, where students have developed a vehicle in a very short period of 3 months and taken it for a competition in San Diego in US. There also they got to interact with some of the best of the teams in US and competed along.
Formula Student is actually a multidisciplinary project which involves the design, manufacturing, electronics, electricals and the engine, and then the finance and management and marketing as well. So we need more professors to be involved in the project to take it to the next level, this hardcore research, and then make it academic project so that a group of students can do it as a group project and it will be documented as an academic project.
See, when I joined in 1990, I never thought of, first of all, this internet and other things. There's so many things have come up, and we got used to it. Different areas of research opened up. So if you are, if I extrapolate that in 10 years of time, I would probably see or like to see the department coming up with newer ways or directions in which the department would research on the people. They are much more equipped. But there is one element that is still missing in there as the days passing by. The element of thinking in proper ways is still, it's getting lesser and lesser. Okay, so therefore I would like to see the department having the faculty members as well as the student members putting in more thought rather than simply writing up an essay or something of that sort, trying to do something which is going to be of use in a better way. Several different disciplines, different specializations are going to come up, and we would have much more infrastructure in order to support one part of the research we do not have right at this moment, and that is the experimental research. Okay. Apart from the manufacturing science, the professors belonging to this group, we do not have much of experimental research, which is a very necessity for the department. But for that, we need to build good quality laboratories, state of the art. And the way that the department is moving, I'm hoping that by another 10 years time, before I leave, I would be able to see that happening here.